Hello and welcome to the DebtCircle Sundown brief for the 24th of July 2026. I'm Leela and here's your complete end-of-day update from the debt markets. Let's begin with the top 5 highest yield listed corporate bonds. Monedo Financial Services Private Limited recorded the highest listed corporate bond yield of 17.00% with a trade value of 32.00 lakh rupees. Unifin's Capital India Limited followed with a yield of 16.00% and a trade value of 10.30 lakh rupees. Another issuance from Monedo Financial Services Private Limited offered a yield of 15.70% with a trade value of 5.00 lakh rupees. Ambium Finserv Limited recorded a yield of 15.00% with a trade value of 0.20 lakh rupees. Muthoot Capital Services Limited also offered a yield of 15.00% with a trade value of 0.05 lakh rupees. Now moving to the top 5 highest yield unlisted corporate bonds. Suji Homes Private Limited offered the highest unlisted corporate bond yield at 16.4945% with a trade value of 380.00 lakh rupees. Apex Homes Private Limited recorded a yield of 14.00% with a trade value of 1919.17 lakh rupees. Colossal Warehouse and Logistics Private Limited offered a yield of 13.91% with a trade value of 1500.00 lakh rupees. Navi Limited recorded a yield of 10.50% with a trade value of 10.00 lakh rupees. Anand Rathi Global Finance Limited offered a yield of 8.00% with a trade value of 18.00 lakh rupees. Now let's look at the mutual fund debt transactions. Gross purchases stood at 13,136.16 crore rupees. Gross sales were 14,866.12 crore rupees. Net investment was negative 1,729.96 crore rupees. The month-to-date net investment for July stood at negative 23,125.720 crore rupees. Moving on to foreign portfolio investor debt market investments. Under the general limit, gross purchases were 1,932.10 crore rupees. Under the voluntary retention route or VRR, gross purchases were 112.89 crore rupees. Under the fully accessible route or FAR, gross purchases stood at 575.01 crore rupees. Gross sales under the general limit were 2,834.42 crore rupees. Under VRR, gross sales were 1,228.01 crore rupees. Under FAR, gross sales stood at 568.20 crore rupees. Net investment under the general limit was negative 902.32 crore rupees. VRR recorded a net investment of negative 1,115.12 crore rupees. FAR recorded a positive net investment of 6.81 crore rupees. For July, month to date, net investment under the general limit stood at 27,390.82 crore rupees. VRR recorded negative 10,929.82 crore rupees. FAR recorded 9,521.30 crore rupees. For the calendar year 2026, year-to-date, general limit investments stood at 54,616 crore rupees. VRR stood at negative 10,636 crore rupees. FAR recorded 45,786 crore rupees. Now, the money market rates. The call rate stood at 5.12%. Tri-party repo was 5.05%. Basket repo stood at 5.11%. Special repo was 5.07%. Here are the India government bond yields. The 1-year yield stood at 5.77%. The 3-year yield was 6.39%. The 5-year yield stood at 6.49%. The 7-year yield was 6.66%. The 9-year yield stood at 6.82%. The 10-year yield was 6.82%. The 15-year yield stood at 7.03%. The 30-year yield was 7.46%. Now the Treasury bill yields and auction cutoffs. The 91-day Treasury bill stood at 5.35%. The 182-day Treasury bill stood at 5.61%. The 364-day Treasury bill stood at 5.76%. Moving on to liquidity indicators. Net liquidity injected stood at negative 184,619 crore rupees. The standing deposit facility, or SDF, stood at 185,102 crore rupees. The marginal standing facility, or MSF, stood at 483 crore rupees. Now the MIBOR overnight index swap rates. The 1-year rate stood at 6.00%. The 2-year rate was 6.23%. The 3-year rate stood at 6.34%. The 5-year rate was 6.53%. Next are the modified MIFOR rates. The 2-year rate stood at 7.09%. The 3-year rate also stood at 7.09%. The 4-year rate was 7.23%. The 5-year rate stood at 7.25%. Now the currency market update. The US dollar traded at 96 rupees 0.57 compared to the previous level of 96 rupees 0.66. The euro traded at 109 rupees 0.93 compared to the previous 110 rupees 0.10. The British pound traded at 128 rupees 0.67 compared to the previous 129 rupees 0.04. The Japanese yen remained unchanged at 0 rupees 0.59, with the previous level also at 0 rupees 0.59. The Chinese yuan traded at 14 rupees 0.25, compared to the previous 14 rupees 0.26. Here's the commodities and market indices update. 24-karat gold with 99.9% purity stood at 14,433 rupees per 10 grams, compared to the previous 13,500 rupees per 10 grams. Silver stood at 2,350 rupees per 10 grams, compared to the previous 2,400 rupees per 10 grams. Crude oil traded at $97.76, compared to the previous $98.77. The Sensex closed at 76,059.77, compared to the previous close of 76,391.39. The Nifty closed at 23,767.45, compared to the previous 23,869.60. Finally, let's look at the India primary issuance corporate bonds. Regency Fincorp Limited announced an issue size of 40 crore rupees with a tenure of 13 months, offering a coupon of 14.00% and carrying a BBB rating from Infomerix Valuation and Rating Private Limited. Indostar Capital Finance Limited announced an issue size of 400 crore rupees with multiple tranches having a tenure of 26 to 29 months, offering a coupon of 9.15% and carrying an AA- rating from Care Ratings Limited. Electronica Finance Limited announced an issue size of 100 crore rupees with a tenure of 67 months, offering a coupon of 11.25% and carrying an A rating from India Rating and Research Private Limited. Asirvad Microfinance Limited announced an issue size of 100 crore rupees with a tenure of 18 months, offering a coupon of 9.67% and carrying an AA- rating from Care Ratings Limited. SMFG India Home Finance Company Limited announced an issue size of 150 crore rupees with a tenure of 35 months. The coupon has not been disclosed and the issuance carries an AAA rating from Care Ratings Limited. Monedo Financial Services Private Limited announced an issue size of 55 crore rupees with a tenure of 15 months, offering a coupon of 13.70% and carrying a BBB- rating from India Rating and Research Private Limited. Satin Finserv Limited announced an issue size of 75 crore rupees with a tenure of 22 months, offering a coupon of 10.90% and carrying an A- rating from ICRA Limited. That concludes the DebtCircle Sundown brief for the 24th of July 2026. Thank you for watching. I'm Leela. Have a great evening and we'll see you again with the next DebtCircle market update.